Hello healers and health seekers, it's me Ichota, healing with medical medium information for 3 years now, just over 3 years. And if you want to know what I'm healing from, links are in the description box below. I can give you like a few: mast cell activation disorder, multiple chemical sensitivity, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, POTS dysautonomia, hypothyroid, fibromyalgia. I have so many diagnoses, migraines. The list goes on and on. PCOS, SIBO, systemic exertion intolerance disorder. Anyway, it's an extensive list. It's in the description box below. If you want to know more, have at it. I just made, not too long ago, 3 videos talking about what symptoms I've healed in these past 3 years, how much is healed. I listed over 115 symptoms or something like that. It was an extensive list. I was shocked at how many symptoms have healed and improved, even myself. But that's not what I'm here for today. Today, I am here to talk about saving a little bit of money on the medical medium lifestyle. Now, eating all organic can get expensive. The supplements can get expensive depending on how many you're taking. And investment in our health is a big investment, right? Taking care of ourselves and really making sure we get all the right foods, it's a big investment. And for a lot of people like myself, that means reprioritizing what it's important to spend money on. Our biggest expenses: housing, food, and supplements. And then, honestly, when we spend money, we tend to invest if we can. Like, I don't mean in the stock market or whatever, but I mean in what we buy. So we like to buy things that aren't going to break down or break, although that's hard to do in today's market, isn't it? It's like everything's built to fail. That's a whole nother rant. Anyway, that's a whole different video. So we do invest in our kitchen products. The little bell you hear is my cat Pendleton playing with his little feather toy. I hope it's not too distracting. I don't want to take it away from him because it has him occupied right now. So yes, reprioritize. We don't spend a ton of money on entertainment. We don't spend a ton of money on extraneous things. It's mostly housing, food, some electronics, and that's what we prioritize. Health is the #1 priority, so food and supplements are a huge priority, and we don't skimp. I have to admit that most of my recommendations are going to be about buying things in bulk, because that is the way that we have found to best save money. And I do realize that not everybody is in a financial position to do that, and I don't know if I'm the best person to give advice about being on a budget and eating this way. However, having been raised in poverty, I can do my best. I can try, just because I know what that's like. And Anthony has talked about finding foods, like the healing foods are the healing foods, and you don't have to eat every one of them. You don't have to eat a wide variety. You don't have to get all of these expensive exotic fruits and things like that to heal. I have found that bananas and potatoes are pretty cheap. And honestly, you could heal on bananas and potatoes and celery juice and just maybe a couple of the supplements. And the medical medium does talk about, if you can only take the most basic of the supplements, the ones that he would recommend, if you can only take 2, it would be the B12 and the zinc, both from Vimergy. If you could take a couple more than that, then also ester C, L-lysine, and lemon balm. Also all from Vimergy, actually, now at this point. They didn't used to be, but Vimergy has stepped up to make the most highest quality ones for us. So if you could only take a handful of supplements, that's a good base to start from. And if you can only take 2, make it B12 and zinc. Okay, if that's all you can afford, you can still heal taking those supplements. You really can. And it doesn't matter what your pathogens are. It doesn't matter, because B12 and zinc, I mean, zinc is the virus killer. We are all so depleted of zinc, and we need it. So we have to replenish our zinc. That's super important. So if you can only take two, take two. And if all you can get, he has said before, as far as grains go, if you listen to I'm going to link this below, but if you listen to the radio show on grains where he talks about how grains feed pathogens, he said if all you can afford to eat are certain grains, there are ones that are better than others. Millet and quinoa are probably the top of the pile, like the top ones, the least bad. And then I think, rice is not great. If you get rice, I think he said it's certain kinds of white rice that are the worst. So try to get like a brown rice. He hasn't really talked about wild rice, so I don't know what to say about that. And I think wild rice is a grass and not anyway. So I don't know, but he hasn't talked about it. So the brown rice, he says, and all of the brands and all of the kinds that are the best kinds. And again, his recommendation of one product does not endorse that whole company's line of products. It is just that one product. So keep that in mind. But if you go on his website, I will link it below, to the Medical Medium page, medicalmedium.com, you will find his directory linked to the safest products, the safest foods there are. So yes, well, it can feed pathogens. It's not the worst. It's not a no food. Grains are not a no food, so they don't like mad feed pathogens, but if you can avoid them, great. If you can afford to avoid them, great. If you can't, then try to stick to the grains that are the least amount of detriment. Beans are another super cheap food. They are filling and they do have some benefit. Also, some farmers markets will have a program where you can actually buy their either CSA shares or their products with EBT cards. Like they'll have trade tokens for EBT. That's a fantastic program. And then you can talk to farmers and get produce cheap. I know where we were before, they had a program where they would give you a very reduced rate on your CSA share if you had EBT, and they would take EBT. So you never know who will be willing to take that. And just ask, call your local farmers markets. So many of them are online now, and they have phone numbers, and they have Instagram accounts, and they have Facebook pages, and you can ask them questions there, and they're very responsive. So check in with that. And then there are obviously natural food stores who will take EBT as well. You can ask them. You can ask your grocer, your local grocer, if they would be willing to sell you products in bulk. This is again a bulk thing, but so on a budget, I don't have a lot of experience with on a budget, like that kind of a budget. So I can't say, but remembering just this is the awareness that I have of what's available, and just try to, fruits in season are always cheaper. Vegetables in season are always cheaper at the grocery store. So just, you don't have to buy a bunch of exotic fruits. Just get what's in season and get what you can afford. But again, you don't have to do every supplement that he lists. You don't have to do every food that he lists. Get what you can afford. Just do what you can afford. If you can take out the no foods, oh my gosh, that is the best thing you can do for yourself. So, and just try to up your fruit and vegetable intake. One of the best things you can do if you have a budget and you have the space is grow your own garden. You can grow gardens in containers. You can grow you can grow herbs and food in containers. You can grow herbs and food in your own garden if you have like a little space in your yard or anything like that. There's so many resources for upright, like tower gardens, and even growing a lot of food in a small space. So it's always possible to do. And if you can do a little bit of that, even if you just do a little bit to supplement, like it does help, and it ultimately does save money in the long run. Plus you're growing the food, it grows for you. Oh my gosh, it's like triple benefit basically. It's fantastic. Okay, 2 more things and then I'm going to show you websites. If you are fortunate enough to have a wholesale produce market in your area, I don't know what areas have these. I don't think my area has one, but I know that they have them all up and down the West Coast. And oh my gosh, what a gift. It's possible that there is one here. I'm gonna have to look into it because there's farmers markets, and I don't know what you can get organic. But if you have a wholesale produce market in your area, that is a great place to get not just wholesale produce, but to save so much money buying it, because it's so much cheaper. They tend to sell to businesses more, but some of them will sell to the public. It's just find if there's one in your area. You have to look up online or whatever, see if there's one in your area, and if there is, call them up and find out if they're willing to sell to the public and see what you can get there. Another thing you can do to save money is make a meal plan. If you can make a meal plan for yourself or your family each week, and then a grocery list, and stick to that list and quantities that you know you're going to need, there's a lot less food waste. And so that is another way to save money. Okay, now I'm going to show you some websites. Okay, so like I said, a lot of my tips are going to be about buying in bulk, but I do have some tips for saving money if you're on a much lower budget than that and you can't buy in bulk. And those are coming. So stick around. Okay, so my first one is on Mega Hydrate. This is a bulk tip. And if you're taking Mega Hydrate, you know you'll need a lot of it. Most people take a little bit more than the dosage on the bottle. So the price on these 6 bottles is $149.79. And if you do subscribe and save, it's $127.32. That works out to $21.22 a bottle, as opposed to the regular $29.95, or if you subscribe and save $25.46. So that's saving like $4 a bottle. That's pretty good considering how much Mega Hydrate most people go through. Another thing I have installed in my browser is the Honey extension. If you install Honey in your browser, you can, when you go to Amazon and Buy to Cost, a couple others, it will say, hey, do you want to add this to the drop list? You can add it to your drop list, anything, and you can see when prices drop. You can watch it for 60 days. You can go all the way down to 120 days. You can do any percentage. I can say notify me at 10% off. I've done that with a lot of products, and if you grab the email, like when they email you and say, hey, we found this deal, a lot of times you can save a chunk of money. So, and this works not just with supplements, but with a lot of other products as well. Not sponsored, okay? Not sponsored at all. I like the Honey app. The next tip, Maine Coast sea vegetables. So all the Dulse that we get is from this company, the Maine Coast sea vegetables. It's the Atlantic Dulse. So you can go here and see that they have all the sea vegetables: bladderwrack, dulse, Irish moss, kelp blends, kombu kelp, wild Atlantic nori, rockweed, sea lettuce, sushi nori. They have all this stuff. Now, the one that Medical Medium recommends from this company is the Dulse. So, also good to know, currently, as I make this video, of course, they do every year an annual August shutdown. And so the last order date is today. This is terrible that I'm making this video right now to give you this tip, but they will reopen September 3rd. And they always do this every year. They shut down for a month, so I always order as much as I can before they shut down. And I'm going to show you, though, what they do have. So they have whole leaf dulse by the pound. See how it's $32? And in the stores, I think this is like, yeah, it's this size, the 2 ounce, for like $8, $10, $12. But you can buy on their website for a whole pound for $32. Then they have Dulse Flakes by the pound for $25. They have sea seasonings where you can get Dulse in a shaker as granules to use instead of salt. And they have a bulk replacement for the sea seasonings, and that's $25 also. They have Dulse with garlic for sea seasonings, also $25. They have a blend of flakes for sea seasonings. They have Dulse powder by the pound also for $26. So they have it in this is like a fine powder. And the flakes are my favorite. But the granules are just a little smaller than the flakes. And it's so cheap. And then you just pay shipping. Just depending on how much you buy, you pay shipping. And it's still so much cheaper than buying it in the store. So I always go to, it's seaveg.com, Maine Coast Sea Vegetables. that is where I buy it. And remember, their August shutdown, but they will reopen September 3rd. They do this every year. They always do it. Okay, eBay for the Hawaii Farm tinctures. eBay is a great resource. Check this out, you guys. Okay, the Hawaii Farm tinctures are, we're just going to look at cat's claw. That's going to be our example. So on Amazon, 4 ounces of cat's claw, $27.95, right? And they don't offer the subscribe and save option for the Hawaii Farm supplements, unfortunately. But if you go on eBay, you can get 32 ounces of unfiltered or 64 ounces. I usually buy 32 ounces. That is the size of a mason jar. But you can get 64 if you want to. I'll show you the prices for both. So 32 ounces cat's claw. And then you always want to choose alcohol-free. Never buy tinctures with alcohol. Make sure you choose alcohol-free. $97.95. $223.60 if you bought 32 ounces by buying them in 4-ounce bottles, as opposed to $97.95. That is a little less than half the price. And we all know if we're taking cat's claw, you are easily going to go through 32 ounces. And, 64 is out of stock currently, so I can't show you a price for that. But you could buy 64, and I think it's even cheaper. And it's only $5 shipping from Hawaii. So this is incredible. And this is true of all the Hawaii Farm supplements, I think, or at least the ones that I've bought are on eBay. So you can go on eBay, and it is, so it's called Fast Shipping Store US, or sometimes it'll be called Hawaii Farm, but it's the same deal. And then I keep my one bottle that I have, or I use just another bottle and put a label on it for like the small droppers to take it out of every day. Okay, Vimergy. If you buy in bulk on Vimergy, they have good prices. So if you buy 2 of the same, you save 5%. If you buy 4 of the same item, you save 10%. If you buy 12 of the same item, you save 50%. Now, if you're like me and you're getting the bulk of your supplements from Vimergy at this point because they are making so many of the supplements, and they have free shipping on orders over $50, which is pretty much every order, because if you're buying in bulk, that's going to be every order. Also, if you buy the spirulina, and I don't know if it's just in bulk quantity because I've never bought just a single spirulina because I go through it. You know, I'm a family of 3. We all have our heavy metal detox smoothies, so we go through a lot of spirulina. Whenever I just buy 4 at a time. But anyway, if you buy in bulk in any way, and I don't know if it's in single use, they'll send you this little single use packet, and it's got a coupon on the back for an extra 10% off on top of whatever percentage off you're getting. That's a really great coupon. So take advantage of that, because I didn't realize that coupon was there until somebody said it. And so I have a couple of them that I have not used. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. Okay. If you buy the silver hydrosol, dun, 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 obviously you can buy in really bulk quantities because they go up to a gallon, which is awesome. For a family like mine, a gallon is really good. But also, they have this company, Sovereign Silver, sovereignsilver.com, they have regular sales of like 20% off. So if you follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, apparently, you can, I know at least on Instagram, they will regularly post like, oh, now we're having our 20% off sale. And presumably they would on Facebook as well. And they have it pretty often enough that if you just sort of pay attention to the patterns, you can end up getting a pretty good deal. So 20% off of a gallon, $68.79 for 32 ounces times 4 to make a gallon would be $275.16. Whereas when I bought the silver hydrosol on sale, okay, regularly it's $293.99 for a gallon, which ends up being more than on Amazon. But if you do it with the sale, when it's 20% off, the discount was $58.80. The total was $235.19. So it does end up being significantly cheaper than it would be to buy it in 16 ounces on Amazon, but only when it's during the sale. So if you're not buying during a sale, go ahead and buy it from the Medical Medium link on Amazon, from the Medical Medium supplements page. So obviously $68.79, that's going to be cheaper than buying it for full price. But when they have the sales, the 20% off sales, it's definitely worth it. Okay, next tip.
Mountain Rose Herbs for herbs and spices. Teas, I don't know about other stuff. I only buy herbs and spices, quite frankly. But Mountain Rose Herbs is a company from Oregon. Look at all these awesome certifications they have about being like just really a good company. They are. I love Mountain Rose Herbs. They're an incredible company, and you can buy all kinds of herbs and spices and order in bulk. And they have different sizes. I mean, look at all these. I'm not going to go over everything, but they have really good prices. Mountain Rose Herbs, and then the next one is Frontier Co-op. Both of those have good prices on bulk herbs and spices. They sell a lot of them, and carrier oils too. And both of them sell organic. MountainRoseHerbs.com, FrontierCoop.com. Also, Amazon sells Frontier. So you can only buy Mountain Rose Herbs from their website, but Frontier is also on Amazon. Simply Organic, it's a Frontier brand. You can also get Frontier on Amazon, and sometimes they have better prices than on the Frontier website, so you just have to look and compare. Another place that sells Frontier herbs is Vitacost, and currently, right now as I make this video, they have a sale on Frontier herbs and spices, so you can always check that out and see if it's a better price than Amazon. And Vitacost has sales of their supplements and tinctures, which would be, I sometimes would buy tinctures from Vitacost. I kind of buy most of them on Amazon right now because it seems like Amazon has been having the better prices. Vitacost just raised their prices recently, and so it's not as good of a deal. But once a month, Vitacost will do a 20% off food sale, and they have a lot of the foods that are safer foods. And also once a month, they'll do 20% off supplements. They do other sales in between. They kind of always have some kind of sale going on, but those are the good ones that I hold out for when I shop on Vitacost. Honestly, I've been shopping on Vitacost a lot less lately, but if you are in an area where you need a source like this, Vitacost can be a good, inexpensive food source. Okay, Medical Medium has a directory. You know, he always talks about his directory. If you go to his website, medicalmedium.com, and you click on supplements at the top, you will be taken to this page that has supplements, kids, food, tea, kitchen tools, personal care, and pets. So he has all these different categories of products he recommends. I am currently on the food page, and as you can see, there are plenty of recommendations that he makes. You can buy these products on Amazon, but sometimes you can also find them at your local grocer for cheaper. It just depends. Shop and compare. Vitacost has a lot of these products also. Like, let's click on coconut aminos because I know how much they are on Vitacost. Yeah, see, on Amazon, coconut aminos, $20.71. Oh, this is a 3-pack. Oh, but it's a 3-pack of, yeah, 8 to 10 full ounces, $20.71. Whereas you can get like the 16-ounce coconut aminos on Vitacost. These are the prices on coconut aminos. You can get the 16-ounce coconut aminos on Vitacost for $10.80. So if you don't have a grocery store that sells it at this price, and then remember, they often have like a 20% off sale, so you can get that maybe even cheaper. So the Medical Medium directory, very important, because he changes his directory frequently. I get in a habit of ordering certain things as staples all the time. That includes the supplements. And there have been so many times where he has changed the supplement recommendation on the directory, and I have not realized that that was happening. So I now am in the habit of just always checking the directory before I order and making sure that I'm ordering the most current recommendations, because the most current is going to be what's the best and safest. And the reason he changes it all the time is because sometimes companies, they change their formulas, and you don't want to be still taking it if they have changed the formula. So always check the directory before you place a new order, even if it's something you order all the time and you think is safe, because you just never know. And now we come to imperfectproduce.com. Now my friend just told me about Imperfect Produce. Not sponsored. None of this is sponsored, okay? I just want you to know I'm just doing this myself. Nobody's paying me. Nobody ever pays me. My channel is not monetized, so This is just, I'm just showing you things I've used or tried. Now, I have not tried Imperfect Produce yet because apparently it just moved to the area. Well, first of all, we're in transition and we just got to this area. Well, now that we're here, it turns out that they are opening up their delivery area to the area we're in. So I'm signing up. My friend sent me a link, and apparently, so when you sign up, so look, they have the organic box, they have mixed fruit and veggie, they have all fruit and all veggie. Now, here is something that I think this is why I'm talking about this company and not one of the other ones. I don't really know much about, there are other companies that you can get like less than perfect produce, but what my friend told me, because she is on EBT, if you have EBT, they will give you a discounted rate, even over the already inexpensive prices. That's amazing. How amazing is that? I think this is great. And she showed me a picture of her haul, and it was a pretty good haul of produce. I mean, it was really nice. This is her haul. Anyway, so look, you can do every week or every other week for frequency. For my family, we would probably get the extra large box every week. This says serves 6 to 10, but we're medical medium people. We know that that would be like, yeah, 23, 25 pounds of produce. That's like a week of produce for us. So we would probably get the extra large box. Look how cheap this is for an organic box of produce. For 25 pounds, $43. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to try this out, and my friend tried it and she is really happy with the produce. So she's in a different area than I am, so we're going to see. So yeah, imperfectproduce.com. I am going to put a link in the description box below with a join code. I think it's $10 off your first box. So I will put the link in the description box below. For that price, like, how are you not going to try it? And discounting it even further for people on EBT? Are you kidding me? That's a good company. I love that. So that's how you can do on like a smaller budget. That is a great resource for that, imperfectproduce.com. Again, I will put a coupon code in the description box below. And those are my website online tips for saving some money on medical medium.
Okay, so I really hope that these tips were helpful. I hope you found some information that you could use. If you have tips and tricks that I did not mention in this video for saving money using medical medium information, particularly if it's stuff on a budget, I would love to hear them. Please put them in the comments below. That would be fantastic, because then other people can see them too. I so appreciate you coming along with me on this journey. I so appreciate you watching this video. Again, thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please give a thumbs up below. You can subscribe to my channel by petting that sweet pug right there. I'm just kidding. You can subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button down there, and you can ding the bell next to it if you want to be notified when I post new videos. I love you, my healers and health seekers. Stay curious. So many blessings to you on your continued healing journey. Remember, you can heal, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.